After Conor Benn's fight, Gervonta Davis decided to sound off at Conor about his performance, and he confronted Eddie Hearn about facing Conor next. Conor expressed interest in making a fight with Mario Barrios next, and he explained why he would be elated to get that fight going. Conor stated, "Listen, I'll fight any man. If it makes money, it makes sense. You know, not just for me, for everyone involved, the promotional companies. You know, it's a business and we want to give the fans the most exciting fights possible. So I think, for me, 147 is where I want to capture a world title." Barrios is a name that I've mentioned so many times. If we could make that fight next, then I'd be over the moon to make that fight. If not Barrios, then you know, we'll see who's there. We'll see who wants to fight. I'd like to get out 4 times this year, but I know that's not realistic because the fights that we want to try and make are mega fights. So it's hard because the mega fights take time. They need full 12-week camps, a lot of media, so realistically, I reckon 3 times this year. If I can go in the summer in a mega fight, either against Barrios, Devin Haney, Jerome Ennis, Eubank, any of them named this year, in summer and in winter would be great. Peter Dobson loved what Conor brought to their match, but he's open to a rematch as well.
I want a rematch.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want a rematch for the 10-week camp. You know, but I doubt they'll do it because, you know, he got a lot of money riding on a big fight.
Probably getting a Eubank fight, right?
Yeah, Eubank fight or one of these fights. But I'm just happy for the opportunity, man. A lot of people was talking shit about me on Instagram and all this shit, like I'm a cab driver. Close. I'm a trainer.
Okay.
Devin Haney commented on how Conor's power isn't what it used to be, and Conor quickly responded to Devin. Conor stated, "What the f is he talking about? He hasn't knocked anyone out in his last 8 fights. What's he talking about power? He's never had power. My DNA is strong. Don't worry about that. He's just jealous because he's never had none. If he wants to come find out about the power, I'll happily show him. He can get it next. He's been very vocal. His dad, Bill Haney, has shown a lot of respect and a lot of class, but he needs to teach his little kid some manners. If he wants to come, I'll deal with him, no problem. He's easy work. I'll fight him wherever. I'm doing a little American tour at the moment. He's got quick hands, fast feet, he's athletic, but no more than me. But if he wants to talk about power, he's never had none." Conor Benn is also open to the idea of putting Kell Brook back into retirement if he keeps bringing his name up.
Chocolate brownies, baby. Every day of the week, twice on Sundays. I think he should stay retired, but the fool's been calling my name, so I'd happily send him into retirement with a rather large check and a couple bruises.
While Devin might have questioned Conor's power, Bill Haney congratulated Conor and talked about a possible fight with Devin. Bill stated, "Congratulations, Conor. Good job. I know it probably wasn't the performance that you'd like, but we know you're a real player in the game. So I wanted to come over here and tell you congratulations, and maybe we can do something. I respect you and your family. You guys, Nigel Benn and Conor, are a legend, and of course, it would be an honor and a pleasure at that time if they presented it. Thank you guys for inviting me. Let this performance be one that he can move past. He got the job done. I didn't know much about Dobson. I don't want to judge him by this fight for some reason. He got through it, so let's see what's next. Dobson, not a whole lot was on him, so I think he may have surprised Conor. Of course, Conor is wanting to fight Chris Eubank Jr. as well, and he's already decided what would happen if they ended up in the ring."
What happens when you get in the ring with Chris Eubank Jr.?
The first round, I'm going to come out here, so I'm done. Come out. And crack straight over the top of his head, do you know what I mean? And then, you know, when he's going all right, I'm going to fucking crack, have a bit of that. Good night.
Chris Eubank Sr. had an interesting warning for Conor Benn as well.
Or 8 pounds? You better watch out, dreadlocks. You better watch out, because we have come for you. Oh, sorry. It's my mother's tongue again. It comes through. You'd better watch out, because we're not playing. We're real, and we are a terror. And the procedure will be parliamentary. Rastafari.
Chris Sr.'s made it clear that Conor has to fight Chris Jr. if he wants to claim greatness, and he stated, "The point is, Conor Benn is talking about he wants to go conquer the world. Well, first you have to get past someone, because today you haven't gotten past anyone of note, and if it is of note, I don't know of that person. Benn has his father's name, he has a promoter that's pushing him and giving him a position in which I don't know that he's earned that position. The only undefeated Eubank is the correct fight, and it's the right weight. Eddie Hearn is absolutely dying to get this fight set up, but Conor seems to have lost his patience with Chris.
A tough round. I'm glad that he's banked 10 and 12 rounds. And you know, people will always criticise Conor Benn, but will they step up and fight him? You know, he wants the names at 147 pounds. I'm still absolutely baffled by Chris Eubank Jr. You know, people talk about him making 160 pounds. No one talks about Conor Benn moving up 2 divisions to fight him. And he'll criticise tonight, he'll talk about this, but yet he continues to turn down a payday 3 times bigger than he can get anywhere else. So if he's easy work, and you want to make the biggest fight in the history of British boxing, make it. But I don't understand why. We move on, he's tired of talking about him anyway. I'm just still baffled by that.
He's a pussy. That's it.
After Conor Benn's fight with Peter Dobson, Conor made a list of fighters that he'd like Eddie Hearn to set something up with for him to fight next, and he didn't include Gervonta Davis on his list. Conor stated, Haney, Eubank Jr., not Harry, Spence, Brook, Barrios, any of the above next, Eddie Hearn. Naturally, Gervonta wasn't too happy about being kept off his list, and he called Conor out with a specific timeline on how long he would need in order to beat him. Gervonta stated, "No, funny, the way you looked last night. Give me 3 weeks and a weekend in Turks and your grass, you hear me?" Of course, Conor Benn responded with a fight offer, and he stated, "Oh, here he is, the woman-beating munchkin from Oz. Let's do it next." Gervonta responded in classic Davis fashion as he stated, "Sure, why not? Where would you like your ass open at, bruv?" Conor Benn then pulled Eddie Hearn into the conversation as he demanded a fight to be set up. Conor stated, "Don't be all talk either, you little shrimp. Eddie Hearn, drop the munchkin a DM and get this fight made next. I'm sure he'll screenshot the conversation anyway, so we will see who's full of shit. See you soon." Conor Benn then tried to back up his size when Gervonta called him out again, and Conor stated, "Like I said, I'm small, but this little shit can't even get on a roller coaster at Disneyland. Me and you next, and I'll meet you in the center of the ring, and we will see who's left standing, because I'll knock your head off and send it back to Oz." Gervonta Davis then began to get impatient, and he stated, "Conor, Nigel, I'm still waiting." Conor called on Eddie to quickly answer him back, and Conor stated, "It's coming, don't worry, Eddie Hearn. Slide in before the little fella gets mad and chins his misses." Eddie Hearn has made it clear that he wants to set Conor Benn up for greatness, and he hopes to see a title shot sometime soon. Eddie stated, "We want to position him for a world title. We need to get that lingering problem out of his head. Let's get that done. I want to give him the biggest fight I can in the UK. This guy has a big future in British boxing." Eddie Hearn loves the fact that everyone in the boxing world is calling Conor out, and he's promised a big fight next. Eddie stated, "Is there anyone between 140 and 160 pounds who doesn't want to fight Conor Benn? Whole world calling his name. Big fight next." It's been revealed that Eddie has indeed sent a message to Gervonta looking to see if there was any interest in fighting Conor, and Gervonta replied positively to the idea. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.